cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is For Women Wednesday. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by my co-host, K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. On Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. And welcome to another Women Wednesday. Okay, listeners, today's show may ruffle a few feathers. Now, if you're an uncompromising person, this show may get under your skin. If you are a selfish person, this show may get under your skin. If you are a self-centered person, today's show may get under your skin. And for those who think selfish and self-centered are the same, they're not. So with that being said, this past weekend, I asked 3 females to describe their ideal husband without giving a physical description of him. I said to them, hey, tell me what kind of husband you looking for, what kind of man you want, but don't give me no physical appearance of him. Don't give me none of that. Now, let me point out to you that these women, they didn't know each other and they wasn't in each other's presence. So, as I listened to them, I quickly realized the type of man that they were describing. I don't think that they knew what type of man that they were describing, but I quickly realized the type of man that they described. Now, I want to start with you, Slash. Give me one thing that you think one of those women said about when they describe the type of husband that they're looking for without giving a physical appearance. Give me one thing you think that they said.
Oh, they looking for a financial spouse.
Okay. So
most definitely now they looking for financial stability.
Okay. K-Money. You give me one thing you think they said, but not the same thing that Slash said.
I'm going to say healthy.
Healthy?
Yeah, a healthy spouse.
Okay. Now, Comedian 96, you give me one thing you think they said, but not financial stability and not a healthy spouse.
Loyal. That he has to be loyal to me. He can't cheat on me. Something like that.
Okay. Now, let me tell y'all what these women said. Now, they all gave different things. And again, they didn't know each other. But there were 3 things that they said, and they were all in common with each other. Now, in no particular order, they said he has to be the primary breadwinner. So that lines up with what Slash said.
Financial.
Now, here's something that they said that neither one of y'all said, and I thought that you would say it. He has to be a protector. So they said that he has to be a protector. All 3 of them said that. Mm-hmm. Now, here's another one that they said. All 3 of them said this. And I thought that you would have said this, Comedian 96, because of past shows. They all said he has to be good in bed.
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
They all said he has to be good.
That is a number one. Yep.
Yeah.
That's not number one for him, though.
Well,
yes, it is.
No, I said this in this. They said these things in no particular order.
Right.
No particular
I don't
order.
think that's the number one thing, being good in bed for most of these women.
So it was in no particular order. Mm-hmm. But they all had that in common. They all said he had to make some money, primary breadwinner. He has to be able to protect them, and he has to be good in bed. They all said that.
Yep.
Now, here's 2 more things that were said, but they didn't all say this. This came from one particular woman. She said that he has to be able to connect with her emotionally.
Yeah. Now that's a good one.
Yeah.
Because that's a good thing you have to do that. If you want to have her for a long time, you better connect emotionally.
You better.
Now, I didn't push back on none of the things that they said because I did reveal to them that, hey, and they're listening, by the way, so shout out to y'all. I did tell them that, hey, I'm just doing some research and for my podcast show, and I wanted to know their opinions, right? Now, for the one that said that they needed a man to be able to connect with her emotionally, and Slash, you said, yeah, you got to be able to do that. Yeah. K-Money, do you agree with the woman and Slash?
Yeah, most definitely.
Comedian 96, what about emotionally? Do you think that a man needs to be able to connect with a woman emotionally?
Yes, definitely. Because if there's no connection, remember I told you, you got to have not just being compatible, but you got to have a connection, and that's a big thing for me. Emotionally, it doesn't matter. Emotionally, physically, you got to have that connection with someone. So
remove the physical.
No, I know.
You said emotionally and physically.
I'm just saying.
I won't just stay there with
it's
emotion.
It's a connection, regardless if it's emotional.
Okay.
Right. And when you're talking to her, you got to be able to understand her and what she's going through, and you got to be able to listen.
Okay.
And if you can't do that, she ain't gonna be.
Okay, so any one of y'all, I don't want to go around the panel, but any one of y'all, give me an example of a man being able to connect with a woman emotionally.
Shit, just say, she had a bad day at work and she just wanted to vent, and just him listening to her vent about her day is him connecting with her, just that time listening, because that's something, that we as men are told that we don't do is listen. So I would think him listening to her and the type of day that she had, whether it be good, bad, or ugly, and just providing that support on, comforting her at that time.
Anybody else got another example, or y'all cool?
I'm going with that same example. That's kind of it in a nutshell. When dealing with a woman, it's all about connecting with her and what her day is, or what her day has been going through, and trying to, you can't make the day better, but you can listen, because mainly what she wants to do is vent to you, so, and that's the emotional connection again. So I think the emotional part has a lot to do with a serious relationship.
So you have anything you want to add, Comedian 96, or are you cool with?
No, I cool with what they said. Yeah, y'all hit the nail on the
Okay,
top.
so here's a question then. If a man handles emotions different from a woman, how does he connect if emotionally women are more emotional and men handle emotions differently?
Listening. That's it. It's just that simple.
I agree.
Listening.
Comedian 96.
Just
listening.
Just listening.
And who you are as a person is gonna come to her when you listen, because she's gonna figure out, what's on your mind from listening to her. And if that connection is not there, you may tell her the wrong thing when she venting to you. Mm-hmm. If you say the wrong thing while she's venting, you better believe that she's second guessing this whole situation every time you do this.
Yeah, listening and hearing is two different things. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
So
Comedian 96 hear it all the time.
Right? Depending on what she have on, I might just hear her and not listen to nothing.
If we just hear what's being said and not actually listening, that can trigger her and maybe give them an impression that
they be having the wrong thing on, trying to talk. You can't do that.
What's the wrong thing?
Little short skirt.
That's the right thing.
Right. Yeah, but I can't listen.
You can say what you want to say to me if you got half a little or nothing on.
But I'm not gonna be where your mind gonna be the whole time. What I'm gonna punish?
Oh, making sure her emotion is in the right place.
And your penis is in the right place.
Okay, so one of the females mentioned that, and now that was something different than what they all had in common, right? So another female mentioned this. She said that her ideal husband has to be handy and skilled with tools.
Okay, I can understand that.
That's a good one, yeah. Because if you got a house,
well, here's the thing, and I know where you're going.
Yeah.
If you have that house, then you're gonna have to do some maintenance work. You're gonna have to get your hands dirty. But if you have that house, you have that money where you don't have to do it.
Facts.
So nowadays there's so many different types of, people that can do these things around the house. Plumbers, carpenters,
Right.
You got all kind. You don't have to be handy with tools no more.
But listen, everybody don't have that. Most people are middle class, where man, I don't want to spend no money on getting the grass cut. You got a whole lawnmower and thing. You can get out there and cut the grass yourself.
That's
you
true.
can clean the gutters yourself. You can put the Christmas tree up, your Christmas
That's
lights
why you
yourself.
move by Home Depot, bro, because
Yeah,
they got
that's
cheap
what I'm saying.
employees.
So
And
I
they got
understand.
already right there standing
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah,
waiting.
Exactly.
yeah, but what? Do it. Man, let me tell you, lots of women want to see you out there bend over with your butt crack out.
Well,
because
so-
they get horny
so-
out
yeah,
there.
I feel that.
They get horny.
and that's cool. But here's my thing to that, and I don't mind
Yeah.
doing that. If
Yeah.
it's my house, then I know I got to take care of it. But is she gonna get out there with you and help in the garden and get her hands dirty?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Now how can you get into her emotions to help her understand? Hey, get out here with me.
If she a Miss Prissy, I don't expect her to come out there.
Now I don't
Yeah.
expect her to cut the grass or,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
do nothing
yeah,
with
yeah.
the trees.
Yeah.
But if we got a flower
Yeah,
bed,
fuck with the flower pool
I tell
weeds
you
or
what,
some
this
shit.
what I
Yeah,
this
you
what
know.
I expect. Even if she was a Miss Prissy, if I didn't cut all the grass, I done raked it up in one pile. Hold the bag open for me. Can you do that? That's it. You ain't gotta really clean up. Hold this damn bag up because I can't put the leaves from the grate because they keep falling down. I'm gonna
see,
get frustrated.
all that depends on the emotional connection you have with her.
Right.
If you got the right emotional connection with this woman, she gonna do everything with you, whether you need her to or not.
Not. And she gonna keep trying.
If you go outside
I agree.
and look at cutting the grass, she gonna come out there and say, "Well, baby, what time you want to start?"
I agree.
Okay.
Yep.
You know?
So check it out. Now I gave y'all some things that these women wanted in an ideal husband. And there were no physical appearance. They just want their man to
Right.
bring these qualities to the table. This is what I want in my ideal husband, right? Now here's something I want to share with y'all about these women. And all three of them, possess this. Okay. Now, three things. All three of them are independent. All three of them are career driven. And all three of them have goals and ambition. Now, let me ask y'all. Would y'all marry a woman with those qualities?
Of course.
Yes.
What's their name?
Wait. The qualities is penis. Wait,
Listen.
Where that come from?
Listen.
Cause she said,
Comedian
did she
96.
say-
Comedian 96. Listen.
Yes.
I share with y'all
The three.
these things. I share with y'all 5 things that these women were looking for in their ideal husband. And they did not give any physical appearances of when they thinking about their ideal husband. Then what I did was I shared with y'all 3 things about these women. These women are independent. All 3 of them are independent. All 3 of them are career driven. And all 3 of them have goals and ambition. So what I'm asking you, Comedian 96, based upon those 3 things, those 3 qualities in those women, do you see yourself as marrying a woman with those qualities?
Can I answer the question without saying just yes and no? And let me explain.
It's really just yes.
It
No,
really
because
is.
you got. If I say yes, it's a trick question. I'm gonna
Nah,
tell you
it's
why.
not a
Okay,
trick
so I'm gonna
question.
say yes, and then I'll explain to you later if you give me the opportunity. But yes,
No, go ahead and explain.
I can explain.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So those 3 traits that you've given us about the women, right, in no particular order, like you said,
Now, before you explain, let me ask you, why do you think that this is a trick question?
because I know you, Freddie G. You got these lawyer terms, and you think you be catching a slipping, and that's not the case.
This is not a trickery show. This is just a show about 3 women
I get
that
it.
they describe their
I-
idea. They describe their ideal husband.
So let me
And I'm
explain.
asking you, as a man, once these women describe themselves, what they are looking for in a man.
Okay. So
And in turn, if they looking for this in a man, it's only right that I share with y'all something about them.
Right.
so let me explain why I say this.
So tell me why
Okay.
it's tricky.
So between the 3 items that you gave us that they are looking for, the qualities they're looking for in a man, as long as, and I hope you guys agree with me, because most women have this problem of trying to take a penis and make it a marriage, right? Not looking at the qualities of a man. They just said the sex is good, but I'm gonna take it and try to make this work, and it never does. As long as penis is not the first priority, then yes.
I just said no particular order.
Right,
Hold
that's
on.
what I said.
Hold on. I just said no particular order.
I get that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying as long as their priority is not penis first, then yes. They could be second or third. But if penis is first, then I already know where their head is at. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So I get it.
Yeah.
So these women are independent, they're career driven, and they have goals and ambition.
Right.
That's something about them.
Gotcha.
And you're saying that as long as dick is not the number one priority on their mind,
Correct.
you can see yourself
Possibly.
marrying a woman like that.
Correct.
Okay. I get it. So, let me go down a list, right? And y'all tell me a simple yes or no if this is something that you're looking for in your wife. Act, dress, and conduct herself in a feminine way.
Yes.
Hell yes. Where you find that at?
Chase.
Yeah.
Okay. Slash.
Yeah, that's it's no other way.
You ain't lying.
Okay.
That's the attractive part.
Okay.
Yeah,
Here's another one.
Yeah.
Focus on family and domestic duties and place a high value on marriage and motherhood.
Sexy as hell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sexy as hell.
Yeah.
Give me a Hispanic version, Keith.
Chase.
Chase.
Okay. Now, cook.
Icing on the cake. I don't even
Yeah.
ask for it no more.
Yeah.
30,
that's a
20 years.
definite yes
That's
for
a
me.
definitely, because 20 years ago, that had to be a priority. You had to know how to cook. Now, you don't have to. Just order good.
Okay, but in this case, cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always a plus.
That's a plus.
Okay. Clean.
Please.
Definitely.
Yes, please.
Don't and watch what happens.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, y'all may recall at the beginning of the show, I said that these ladies, when they described their ideal man, y'all may recall that I listened to them, and I said I instantly knew what kind of man that they were looking for, and but I don't think that they knew, and so now I just asked y'all what y'all looking for, and I gave y'all examples, and I said, hey, would you marry this kind of woman? Would you marry this? Right? Let me ask y'all, based upon those things that I just said, the last little part, that the act, dress, and conduct herself in a feminine way, focus on family and domestic duties, and place a high value on marriage and motherhood, cook and clean.
Now, let me ask a question. That doesn't fall under the domestic duties?
Cooking and cleaning does seem
Should.
like
Well,
That's
it
a
can,
domestic
but
duty.
there are some other things that fall under domestic duties as well. So yeah, cooking and cleaning can fall under domestic duties too.
Okay.
Okay, so again, I said to y'all, when these women were telling me about these men, I knew what kind of man that they were describing, but I don't think that they knew. Now, based upon what y'all just said, that's wifey material, I know what kind of woman that is. Can y'all tell me, in y'all own words, what kind of woman that is?
with the qualities that they have that you mentioned. That's the one that you marry.
Okay.
That's a marriage material right there.
In your own words. Okay, I get it. So let me
You gonna say our mamas?
no, but that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
But let me share something with y'all.
Yeah.
See these women that I asked those questions. They were looking for a traditional man. Now, when I asked y'all, when I told y'all a little bit about these women, I told you that they were independent, they're career driven, and they have goals and ambition. Those are the modern day women. So you are a modern day woman looking for a traditional man.
Right.
Now, when I went to y'all and I asked y'all, y'all pretty much described a traditional woman. But y'all are modern day men, and so am I. So
I'm old school.
I don't know. I'm not.
Just give me a second. We're gonna go there. I know where you about to go.
I think we different on that.
I know where you're about to go.
Go ahead.
I know where you're about to go. I can tell you, I am a modern day man.
I'm not. And I'm gonna explain
You
why.
caveman.
Okay.
I think I'm a
ex-
modern day man with traditional values.
There you go.
No.
There you-
I'm gonna explain why. And I bet you none of y'all wouldn't do this. And this is why I say this is why it's hard for me to get married.
Okay.
An old school, traditional man. Remember Wally Cleaver and Leave It to Beaver and all them? Well, listen.
Okay.
They brought their checks home to the wife. And remember, we brought home the bacon. That's what we did. And the wife did the...
What type of man was that?
Traditional. That's traditional. That's not my... So I would bring my check. I don't think none of y'all would take y'all check and bring it to y'all wives.
Yeah, I would.
I just said I'm a modern day man.
Oh, well, I'll forgive you.
I just said I'm a modern day man.
That's traditional then. Modern day... Wait. Am I getting that wrong?
I just said...
The modern is now. Traditional is back in the day, right?
What did you just describe with the Leave It to Beaver? You just described...
That's a traditional man. That's the man that brought the break home and bring it to his wife. Now it's 50-50 or give me your check and I'll take care of the bills. The men that take care of the bills. That's modern.
So you just... Okay.
Right.
You are saying that you are a traditional man.
Right.
Yes or no?
Yes.
What I'm saying to you is I am a modern day man.
Okay. I missed it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Now, K Money touched on something, and he pretty much spoiled my cat out the bag. But I am a modern day man. I do have some traditional values.
Gotcha.
And so now, with that being said, do y'all think, because these women, when they're describing these types of men, they're describing the traditional man.
Right.
But they're modern day women. And I think that the traditional man is starting to fade. I think that they're starting to fade.
I don't think the men, but the women are.
No, the traditional woman's been faded.
Yeah.
That's
you know
been
what?
faded.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, and,
Yeah.
and you know what? I agree with you. And I'm gonna tell you when it faded, because actually, I'm glad you said that.
That's been faded.
I'm super glad you said that, because I'm gonna tell you when it faded, when they faded. But my question was, do y'all think the man, the traditional man,
Has faded.
has faded?
I'll say 60-40. Majority of the men now are 60% are modern,
Yes.
and you still have that 40% that are traditional. But for the most part, I think now that most households operate on a 2-person income rather than a 1-person income. So that's what changes the percentages in the modern day and traditional man, because most women now are actually taking care of stuff at home financially as well as the man is.
Yep.
Okay, so your example, that's good.
Yeah, that was a great example.
That's good. But here's the thing. That example just focused on financial. There's more to a traditional man than the financial aspects.
Yeah, because there is so much more to the traditional man. The traditional man is the breadwinner, number one. He takes care of the kids. He makes sure the kids are straight. Now, how much time he spends with the kids has a lot to do with that. And you don't have to be the type of dad to say, "Oh, I'm going to give you everything for your birthday." It's just the spending the time with him. That's a traditional man.
Yeah. A traditional
Okay.
man. Yeah.
So let's break it down to race. Do y'all think that when you think of a traditional man, black men, I'm talking about walk it and talk it. I know you gave a 60-40 percentage slash. Do y'all think black men are more traditional or more modern?
More modern.
More modern.
More modern.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. More modern.
Depending on the age group, more modern.
I'm gonna say more modern.
Okay.
Modern.
Now, when you think of white men, do you think that they're more traditional or more modern?
Traditional.
Yeah, I agree.
I give them traditional.
Traditional. I think every other race is still traditional.
Okay. Now, when y'all think of white men being more traditional, why? And what is it about them that y'all think makes them more traditional than a black man?
I think that white men are more traditional due to the fact that the types of, I guess, employment that they have these 80, 100,000 plus yearly jobs, which can allow them to be traditional and take care of the household.
Yeah.
And the wife don't have to work. She can be a stay-at-home mom and take the kids to school and pick them up from school and take them to the soccer games. So I think that's the only reason that makes the white man more traditional than the black man being modern, because we just don't have that type of money coming in yearly for our wife to be a stay-at-home mom.
We do, but I just feel that the black men that are making that type of money aren't traditional. They're modern, and I also think that black women actually are. Well, let me back up. I don't think those men are being chosen. The black traditional men aren't being chosen these days. You asked if they were fading away or becoming extinct. I don't know if you use that word or not, but I just feel that they aren't the chosen ones anymore, you know. But you just mentioned 3 women that wanted traditional men, but they can have those traditional men with those values in front of them, but they won't be chosen.
I agree with you, K Money.
So I'm gonna tell you one simple answer. I'm gonna sum it up. My thought is, with all other races, male, female, with all other races except blacks, they understand the assignment. Blacks, male and female, we are missing the assignment, which is legacy. It doesn't have nothing to do with money. Legacy. We can't carry on a legacy because we're so much apart and not together like traditional families. We having a family, have a house, you're raising your kids. We're not doing that. We're doing it separately. Girls are going gay. Guys,
finances has nothing to do with it.
It plays a part. It plays a part in it. But legacy is bigger because you can have all the money in the world, but if you ain't got no family to pass it on to,
I agree.
Right.
No business. You got a business, and then when you die, the state takes it over.
Now, I'll tell you something, Comedian 96, coming from a modern man that I am and the caveman that you are, you just gave a good, that was a wonderful explanation.
Yeah.
Of what you gave me. So yeah, you in the right place, man. Yeah. I agree with you though.
So it sounds to me, based upon all of these opinions, it sounds to me like finances plays a huge part in being a man being traditional. That's what it sounded like.
I mean, it's there.
It's there.
It's not the full on part.
So let me say this. Let me put it to you this way. And there's no wrong. I'm listening, and it's making sense, but it's kind of confusing too, because it sounds to me that the man that makes 6 figures is more apt to be traditional.
Not all of them.
Well,
the white man is.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. The white man,
not the black man.
Okay. So, what about the white man who only brings in $40,000 a year? Can he be traditional?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now if he can be traditional, that means that the finances doesn't play as a heavier role as we make it out to be.
I think, and if I can state this correctly, I think it has a lot to do with our environments, our surroundings, which makes us traditional or modern. Now, the reason why I say the traditional woman has faded is because the traditional woman wouldn't be on social media twerking.
Yep. Yep.
Slash.
Yes.
Slash.
Do you understand?
Slash.
Right.
You are on to something
yeah.
because I want to say this. You're right.
Yeah.
The environment.
It's the environment.
Here's what I want to say. There is a traditional environment. I'm going to tell you what that environment is. The Amish community.
Yeah.
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 The Amish community.
Mom, dad, and the kids.
Now, check it out. Check it out. Also rooted in tradition is Christianity.
Correct.
Now, I'm fit to say something to you, Comedian 96, because I see your facial expression. Remember when you said in the previous show, you report to God, and then the woman report to you?
Yes.
See, those are traditional. That's part of traditional.
It is.
See, and I looked at your facial expression. It was almost as if you was about to say something that went against what I was about to say until I reminded you of what I just reminded you.
I know. You want it to be that way. I'm not saying that every man is going to not fall into place, but for the most part, men is going to report to Jesus. Jesus report to God, and when we report up, and the woman. The problem is the moment you run out of money, like you said, I don't think the woman's going to report to you as a husband anymore, because once you out of money,
so now you're back. Now we're back to
finance.
the
finances. Yeah, that's where the chain is broken.
Now, let's do it. Let me ask y'all this then, because I can see how the finances come into play. Then I'll make an argument to, hey, well,
And
what
it
about
switch to something else.
and it keeps fluctuating, going back in and back out. Can we agree? That finances is only one keyword small
Yes.
element to a traditional man?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. It's just,
It is.
It's
It's
small.
very small, yeah.
Because the traditional man is going to be able to get it however. He's not going to sit and wait for it to come to him.
Exactly.
He's going to figure out a way to get what he needs to keep his family happy.
K Money,
Exactly.
you look like your car wheels are turning.
I don't know if I agree with it being a small. I mean, I think it factors in pretty majorly in regards to the man being traditional or modern. Color definitely is a small factor, but
You don't think finances? You think finances is a bigger factor than
race.
what I just said?
yeah, I do think finances are bigger.
So that's good. So let me remind you of something. And I said something about these three women. Now these three women don't represent all of the women,
Right.
but I said I'm going to say something in no particular order. But before I did that, I asked you guys to give me one. Slash is the only one that mentioned finances. You mentioned health over finances. And you didn't mention health. You mentioned Comedian 96. Loyalty. So these women said primary breadwinner, protector, good in bed, can connect emotionally, and good with handiwork and skills and tools and things. So although they all mentioned finances, him being the primary breadwinner, there were other things on the list. Now, I can tell y'all the reason why I said no particular order, because these women, to be honest with you, only one of them led with finances first. Other one said, I need somebody that can protect me. And so I'm not saying that just because one led with finances first that was her major priority of the breadwinner, but it seems like men put more emphasis
On the
finances when it comes to being traditional. Men put a lot of emphasis there.
Right.
I think we should, though, honestly.
You have to, because now you're dating a modern woman, which number one, she's not going to bring her whole check home to you. That's number one.
Romance without finance.
Yeah,
Nuisance.
exactly. And then number two, she not finna listen to nothing you say if number one, she's making more than you, or you don't have a job. So finances, that's why finances is more important these days.
So if a woman is making more than you,
She not finna listen to your ass.
and she ain't gonna listen to nothing you gotta say.
I don't.
I disagree with that.
Wait, let me
You got
rephrase
some women
that.
out there like that, but
Yeah,
she's
I mean,
traditional.
If she's traditional, yeah, that's the point. If she's modern, no.
Yeah, that's the one that want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you gotta get a traditional woman.
Okay, and that's my.
And we just said earlier that faded away.
This is the point I'm making in this in regards to this show.
Yeah.
We got women who are describing what they're looking for in a man, and they're describing a traditional man. We got men who are saying what they're looking for in a woman, and they're describing a traditional woman. Mm-hmm. So you got modern day men looking for traditional women, and you got modern day women looking for traditional men. Mm-hmm. Now let me ask y'all, how much does religion come into play when it comes to a modern day man and a modern day woman? A traditional man and a traditional woman. When you're looking for that traditional mate, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest, how much is religion a factor?
A 10.
10.
I would say 10.
10. Yeah, that's number one. You gotta
It's
be
a 10
God
for
fearing.
me.
You ain't
Yeah.
God fearing.
Okay,
can't go nowhere.
so I'm glad you said that. Here's what I want to do. I want to give 5 bullet points of a wife's duties according to Christianity. And we're all of the Christian faith, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Submissive to the husband. And this is backed up by Ephesians 5:22-24 and Colossians 3:18. Respect and honor. This is backed up by Ephesians 5:33. Love and support. This is backed up by Titus 2:4. And it's also backed up by Proverbs 31:10 and 26. Care for household. This is backed up by Proverbs 31:27. Prayer and spiritual nurturing. This is 1 Peter 3:1 and 2. Chapter 1 and 2. Verses 1 and 2, I'm sorry. That's the wifely duty according to Christianity. And this is what is in a traditional man. Should be in a traditional man. Right? I'm sorry, traditional woman. Now, here's the duties according to Christianity when it comes to men. A husband should be self-sacrificing. Ephesians 5:31. A husband should be dedicated to his wife. A husband should be self-sacrificing. That's Ephesians 5:28-29. A husband should be dedicated to his wife. That's Ephesians 5:31. A husband should be faithful to his wife. That's Malachi 2:14-16. A husband should provide for his wife. That's 1 Timothy 5:8 and Proverbs 31-28. And a husband should be kind to his wife. Colossians 3:19.
Let me say something.
Go ahead.
I want all the listeners, the ladies, notice he said a husband, not a boyfriend. A lot of girls be out there, you hear your own show. It says a husband. You have to get that. That's what he started with. Not a boyfriend, not a friend, not a friend zone guy. A husband.
Now, Slash, you mentioned something earlier in the show about the environment.
Yeah.
And I said, you on to something. I'm going to touch on that. Mm-hmm. And could you just, you may not, I don't know if you're going to remember verbatim what you said, but you mentioned something about the modern day women or traditional women being gone.
Yeah. So I can elaborate, man. The traditional woman, I think we were going to has faded. Well, yes, it's faded, and in a lot of different ways. Again, like I said, that the traditional woman is not twerking. She's not wearing half naked clothing to places that's inappropriate, like church, to the school to pick up the kids. You know, certain things the traditional woman didn't do. She carried herself in a very fashionable, feminine way, not trashy, ratchet like some of the traditional women nowadays are. Rather ratchet, you know.
Modern day women.
Yeah, I'm sorry, modern day. They're rather ratchet, you know, and it's all of them, age groups. I mean, from 20 to 50, right. You know, it's a few everywhere, and that's why I feel like the traditional woman has faded, because the values of women now has changed so much. Women don't value themselves as much as they used to, you know, and you hear it all the time, and I hear women, you know, traditional women say, ladies, value yourself, know your worth. They all got that to say. Know your worth, know your worth, know your worth. Okay, well, all I know is you twerk. You know what I'm saying? I changed the scroll on social media. She 20-something, she twerking. She 30-something, she twerking. She 40-something, she twerking. Half 50, they twerking. That is the modern day woman.
Okay. Now, I get it. Those are some characteristics
of
a modern day woman. Now, y'all may have heard me mention a little earlier where I said act, dress, and conduct themselves in a feminine way. I mentioned focus on family and domestic duties and place a high value on marriage and motherhood. I mentioned cooking and cleaning, right? Now, let me say this. Could it be that the women's liberation movement play a part in the traditional woman diminishing? Let me elaborate. So the women's liberation movement emerged in the late 60s and continued into the late 80s. The movement was necessary because it helped women progress from being viewed as second-class citizens. So now it's like, wait a minute, we can go to school now. We don't have to sit home and be housewives. We can go and we can do things that we wasn't afforded to do back then. So we're more liberated today. Thus, kind of taking the traditional woman, and she's kind of fading away.
Modernizing her.
She's more modernized now.
Yeah, that played a huge role, I think, in the fading away of the traditional woman.
Now I agree with the liberation movement or whatever they were doing. I think it was something great for the woman to do, being that they were viewed as second-class citizens. However, what I don't agree with is the fact that now that she's on the same level or close to the same level as the man, don't turn your back and say you don't need one now.
Right.
See, that's where the problem comes in at with this liberation thing, because most of these women, they get to this point and say, hey, I can make just as much money as he. I don't need you now. Yes, you do.
Exactly. So now, remember earlier I said we as blacks, we just missed the assignment. I want to change my answer and go even further and say they just said fuck the assignment. That's where I'm at now. This after you explained the liberation movement.
Okay, so in closing, let me say this. There are some traditional women who are still out here. There are some who are still, and I'm only speaking to the black community. I'm not even speaking to, and I know we have some white listeners. I know we have listeners. Well, let me say it this way. I know that we have listeners of other ethnicity groups. Shout out to my people over in Australia
and Russia.
In Russia.
Yeah, right. So I know that there are some traditional women out here black women. I know that there's some traditional black men out here. It just seems like it's hard to find them, and they're hard to and it's hard to recognize them.
Yeah.
Although when we describe our ideal mate, whether it's a male describing his ideal female and a female describing her ideal male, it seems as if we're describing the traditional man or woman that we're looking for. So in closing, I want to reiterate, ladies, you can't have a traditional man if you are a modern day woman. It's just not going to work. And men, you can't have a traditional woman and you are a modern day man. It's just not going to work. So with that being said, you have to be what you want to attract. This concludes another dope episode. Tune in tomorrow for Think Thursday. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, the only way we grow is if you let them know.